Hey campers, Georgia, back in the man cave. Got back from fishing and camping and whatnot yesterday. Think you might be shocked. First of all, I have 2 mail calls, pretty quick ones. And then I have a couple of these. Yeah, case knives. Let's check it out. So I got 2 mail calls when I came back. I stopped with the mailbox. And here I have one that I know arrived a couple of days ago, just couldn't get there. And it's a letter from a subscriber. And it says, "Hello George, as you may know, my name is Stephen. I knew because he had sent me an email. I live in California in Victorville. If you don't know where Victorville is, if you look at where LA is, you go inland a little bit and go north. It's up in the high desert. And I like to watch your show and others like the Knife Doctor, Knife Delights and others. My favorite knives to collect are the Schrade Old Timer. I noticed you have one like I have, a 96 OT, made in China, but yours is different with the Old Timer on the tang, and mine has Schrade. Back to business. I have liked the electrician's knives for a long time because my father used to carry one, and I always thought that they were very useful. I could buy one from eBay, but I figured you could use the money. Let me know availability and prices. The envelope has my address. Sincerely, Stephen. Okay, a couple of things. I always need money. My budget is really bad. Medical expenses every year go up. Not just with old age, but with my history, with heart and all that good stuff. You all know about that. And it really limits my budget. I deal with it. I know my limits, and I will see something and I go, well, if I want that, I'm going to have to save for 6 months. And when I have the cash, buy it. The other thing is this, and I may have said this before, I can't remember. When I go antiquing or whatever, or I get mail call, things like that, and I get a knife. And for example, an electrician's knife. Typically, it's one I don't have. Personally, for me, if it's a gift, it never gets sold. It never goes anywhere. It stays in my collection. If it's one I've bought, well, same thing. If I buy a knife, it's one that I want, simply because I don't spend any money unless I feel it's something I don't have and I would like to add to my collection. So, unfortunately, guys, if you see a knife I have, they're not available. These are my personal knives and I keep them for my collection. I don't have any duplicates, believe it or not. I thought I did, and I've gone back and looked, and there's always something different. It looks like the same knife, but it might be from a different timestamp, that sort of thing. So we'll get that out of the way. Stephen, I appreciate your thoughts on this, but I don't have any to give out or to even sell. They're mine and my personal collection, and I just I don't like to sell them. Or for that matter, I don't like to swap, trade, or anything like that. Typically, I'm showing you my collection, and we get that out of the way. So, Stephen, my apologies. I appreciate your thought regarding the money and everything, and I appreciate your support in that. But unfortunately, I don't have any duplicates, and the ones I have, I'd like to keep. Appreciate the mail call, though, and your support. So that was Stephen in Victorville, California. The next one is from Charlie, and it's Florence. I don't know if it's Alabama. I think Alabama. I'm not sure. I'll have to look up the zip code. I'll confirm it up here. There's a letter and there's something in the package. Hey George, I've been following your channel for a while and enjoy the content you have. From cleaning knives to the history of them, but mostly Love your leather works. It's inspired me, and thanks for what you do. I would love a sticker if possible. I'm sending you a sheath. Actually, it's a slip, and he said slip. To use or give away. No, it stays. No matter what, to use or give away. Thanks again, Charlie. And he gave me his contact info. So let's have a look-see at his slip. And it's never good for me to see these things because they're always better than mine. And here it is here. Check this out. Can you see that? It's got that big leaf on it, right? Is that not cool? And it's got his initials on the back with a little fish sign. Very cool. This is very well done. I'm very impressed. If this is one of your firsts, you already are ahead of me with this. I have got to figure that out. And the other day, if you remember in that mail call I got a bunch of tools for leather working. And no, I haven't forgotten, just things going on. I want to get to it because I'd love to do this stuff. And Charlie, outstanding, my friend. This is very cool. I'll have to find a nice pocket knife to go right in there. Very well done. Look at the stitching. Excellent stitching. And of course, the leather work. Very cool. And yeah, I like this idea. It's not level. Okay, this is level. That's got that little dip in it. Very cool idea because it allows you to get to the knife. Although, by the way, a slip is designed that when you put the knife in, to get it out, you don't pull it out, you squeeze the slip and it'll drop into your hand. Just saying. Charlie, my friend, sticker on the way. I'll get it in an envelope and send it off to you ASAP. Many thanks for your support. Appreciate it. And I'm glad I've inspired you to do something. That's what it's all about. There you go. Mail call, all done. I know. Everybody wants to know what this is about. And yep, it is a case knife. And if you haven't figured it out yet, Keith. As I told you, Keith's brother passed away and he was a big collector of folding knives. And he had a collection of case knives. He gave me a couple of them. I'm going to show you 5 of them right now. And these were the 5 that I really, really liked out of the 20 or so he gave me. And I'll probably get to those with you. But these ones were unusual. And there was something different about each one. Now, to be honest, between you and me, don't tell anybody, I don't own a case knife. Never have. One of the reasons is, if you look carefully here, there's 3 prices on it. You see here? The first one, this one, which is probably the original, says $132. Then it says our price, $83, and then special price, $54. On my budget, I never pay more than $30 for a folding knife. And that's why I don't own a case. I don't own a lot of knives out there that I would like to own, but they're out of my budget. Keith gave me these. I owe him so much. The things he's given me and the times we've had talking knives, just go visit and go antique shopping and that sort of thing. Great guy. Love hanging out with him. Very knowledgeable. And his fixed blade collection. Wow. The first one was this one, which wasn't in a box. It was just loose. And I got to tell you, a Barlow is a Barlow, right? Doesn't matter who makes it. It's a Barlow. It has this with it, paperwork. And for some reason, I wrote on here 1976 Barlow. And now I'm thinking that maybe I got this in a mail call from somebody else. I'm not sure. It was in the box with these ones and I may have put it in. So if it's from somebody else, let me know. And here you can see it. Case XX Barlow. Look at that. Now, I'm going to say this. I don't have anything against Case, Spyderco, Benchmade, you name them. They all make very nice knives. I just can't afford them. I have seen a lot of comments in the last couple of months about Case saying that the quality is dropping off. These have no problem with quality, but these are older knives, so there's that. And you can see what I'm talking about here. Look at that. Okay. And if you look, there's the number on there. See that? Interesting number because it says half at the end. Not sure. And yes, let me get that right. It's a Case XX USA 4-dot. Now, here we go. George and dating knives and understanding the dating process. And it's different for every manufacturer. So I just wanted to show you the whole knife here. You got a nice little pen blade and of course your clip. Almost a saber style. Very nice knife. I mean, look at how well made these things are. There's no gaps anywhere. Beautiful knife. A couple of months ago, this came in the mail from Kevin the Knife Doctor. And it's a little card to help you date the knives. So I sat down with these knives and tried to date them. If I'm wrong, you know where to put the stuff to remind me that, George, you're an idiot. This is what it is. I think I got it right. So, with this Barlow, and the number on the Barlow is 62009 and 1/2. I looked it up, and the information I found was the handle is jigged synthetic. The dating, the way you date this, is you start at the number 2000 and you would add or subtract according to the number of dots and the style of the tang stamp. So this has the 4 there. And I looked it up and it starts in 1970 and then you would add the 4 dots. So it's a 74. 1970 plus 4 dots. I hope. But here it is here. It's a Barlow and it's a thing of beauty. More than willing to accept that. So, very cool. Got me a Barlow case. XX. Look at me. I'm all getting in with these fancy stuff. Very nice. The next one I have, I think, is the right one. And this is the next one. And I really like their packaging. It's very cool, very distinctive. It's got the case on it. And you know it's an XX because it'll have the XX below. You see the sweeping C. And it's WRC Case & Sons Cutlery Company. Handcrafted since 1889. And on the back here it says item number 00046. And then it says 622 SS. Stainless steel. And this one they say is the peanut brown. I've heard of peanuts before. I know what they're talking about. Never had one in my grubby until today. Look at that. This is a great knife. I love these. Look how well made they are. Beautiful knives. Here you can see the tang stamp. See it there. Has that curving C for the case, XX, and it's got the X's and dots on it. Now they changed to that later on, which I believe was 2000. So I've got a bunch of X's and dots on it. So if I look and I count and I'm missing 2 dots, okay? So missing 2 dots means that it's a +2. So it's a 2002 case peanut. There it is there. You can see the case. 8220 SS stainless. And then, of course, you know, it's that big sweeping California clip style and then a pen blade. And the tang stamp. You can see the dots and the X's. So you got X dot X above and then X dot X dot X below. You need to have 5 of each for it to be a 2000. Whatever you're missing, you add. So 2002, because it was missing 2 of the dots. Very cool, very nice. Brown peanut. Very cool. I love these. They're very nice knives. The price on this peanut, $39.89. Not sure when. So there you go. Very cool. And here's the one I showed you earlier with all the pricing on it. Same sort of the box is the same, has all that information on it. The XX thing. Okay. And this one is item number 06687, and it's the, I'm going to say 50090 stainless SS. And this one is a Stockman Stag. Just so happens, see that? Very cool, right? Well, here's the other one. There were 2 in the box. Oh boy, I can see what's coming from that. And let's have a look at them and see if they are the same. And here they are here. See them? They look exactly the same. So you've got that clip, California style, a sheep's foot, and it's spade. Same on this one. Exactly the same things. The tang stamps are the same, including the dating. If you look at the, let me show you. If you look at that tang stamp, it has that sweeping C, and it has 3 X's on it, nothing else. Look at me, I'm all into this XXX dot not, yes, add, subtract thingy. And they're both the same, showing the 3 X's. Okay, so that means they are the 50090 stainless steel 2000 plus 5 plus 2 2007 Stockmans from Case. Gotta love them. They're beautiful little knives, but they got fluff. It's been in a pocket. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful knives. I can see why people get into Case. They do a good job. They clean, they're well made, nice snap and everything on them, and they're beautiful. Look at these handles. I love these handles. And of course, that badge is very cool. Look at that. Very nice. So that was Stockman's, and there were 2 exactly the same in one box. I thought there might be another box. I did look, didn't see them. By the way, they do have the paperwork that comes with them in there. Next up is this one. See that? And it says pocket worn Case XX knives. W.R. Case & Sons Cutlery, Bradford, Pennsylvania. Very cool, the stuff on the back. This one, $44.89. Now this one is, let me look, it's a peanut. Let's check it out. Oh, peanut red, look at that. These are nice little knives. Beautiful little knives. And there you can see it there. Look at that. Is that not nice? And if you look at the tang stamp, okay, it says USA. And then it says 6220 stainless. And then if you look carefully on the, hopefully you can see that, you got X.X, X.X, no dot X. We're missing one, so that makes it a 71, right? Let me see what I wrote down. Oh, 2003. Look at that. 2003 red peanut. Very cool. And I kind of like this box with the denim-y look-see. And it has paperwork and everything in with it. Very cool. Very nice. Now, this next one I left till last because I was very confused. Okay, and it got me looking up stuff. So here you go here. And it says Case Brothers. And it says the Case XX with the sweeping C on it. Very cool. You see that? Very cool box. And this one doesn't have the price on it. And inside the cover slip, you have a tin. Very nice tin. Look at that. And I'm looking at the tin, and it's got Jean, William, Russell, John, and Andrew. See that? And I was like, 1, 2, 3. Maybe that's the brothers' names. And then I got to looking things up. And I did find some information, a lot of this sort of stuff. And then I realized that the 4 brothers are the ones who started Case now. But I thought there was some history. I looked up the history. I'm not going to go into it because I'm pretty sure you Case guys know that already. A lot of people except me. Anyway, this one is 62132SS. Baby Butterbean, antique. That's what it says. It says antique on there. And I was like, then I realized these are copies of the originals that were made, I believe, by the 4 brothers. Now, those guys worked for a lot of people and they started their own business and whatever. So there's that. But look at this thing. It's a canoe, isn't it? Right? They call it a butterbean. Huh, I never realized that before. Now, me personally, I've never heard these called a butterbean because I thought that the handle shape, looking at it, and what I'm talking about, when you look at it, see that and that, it looks like a canoe. The old style, maybe Indian trapper style canoes. But they call it a butterbean. Okay, I'm fine with that. Maybe it had to do with, I don't know, the color of the... Look at these handles. It's got that plain shield on it. And it's got this big, well, for a small knife like this, a big spear point on it with a swedge. Yeah, you see, I said swedge, not a false blade. Same thing. And a nice little pen with that long, straight nail neck and a swedge on it as well. Very cool. Look at that. Beautiful little knife. I like a canoe. I think it's a very cool shape. Never seen one this small. I had a couple of Rough Riders that obviously are budget knives. That's why I have them. And you can see the tang stamp is different. See that? I don't know if you can see that. Thought it very cool. And I think it says 4 brothers. Case brothers. See that? Very cool. And I think I got to date it. And it's the 62132. Stainless steel. I think it's a 2016. I'm not sure. Maybe you guys know. And it did have all the paperwork and everything in with it. Beautiful little knife. I like these little tins. I think they're very cool. So there you go. Thought I'd leave that one to last. I did look up information on Case. I started to read about them and very interesting history. Didn't really want to get into it now. Maybe when I find another case and we just do one knife and look at it and maybe look at the history that I found out about it. But basically, a couple of brothers were working in the knife industry and did some side work and eventually started their own business, Case Brothers, whatever you want to call them. And there were 4 of them, and hence these are a copy of the original ones that they were making, and they put the names on the 4 brothers, which I thought was very cool. Actually have 2 of them and a couple of more of these. The other cases, some of them don't have the boxes for them, but maybe we'll get to look at them later. Some very cool ones. But these were the ones that really got my attention. So, if you're going to help with my dating that I got wrong or anything else you saw I got wrong, please, in the comments below. I need all sorts of help with this. It's kind of another rabbit hole for me. Kind of like looking at Victorinox knives, and you go on their website, and before you know it, you're lost. Understanding the dating. Thank you, Kevin, for this, because it really helped. You have to know what the tank stamp looks like, and then depending on that, you can date accordingly. And of course, that model number type thing, or the pattern, where they have like 6432 stainless steel, determines things like the handle material, the number of blades, the pattern number. So, it gives you all that information on you, which was very cool. And they even give you what different blade shapes they have for their XX series. Thank you to Keith again. I can see why people collect them. Kind of cool and very well made. So there you go. I now own me some case knives. Is that not exciting? Maybe not for you. You probably all have them already, but for me, it's a big deal. I'm very excited. They are beautiful. Looking through them, I was like, yeah, I get it. You will be safe out there, especially with these knives. They are sharp, sharp, very sharp, sharp out the box. Just saying. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story. Pretty sure I'll be back. Like I said, been on a quick camp and fish with the usual suspects. Ricky, Lee, and Josh came with. And we went down to what is called the Driftless area, big trout fishing area. There was a campsite there. We basically had the campsite to ourselves. It's too early in the season for other people. A little cool, but we stayed warm and we got to fish. And it is catch and release season. We were there just to get back into fly fishing, so to get some practice in. What a good time. Big walkabout. We looked at the stream, caught some fish, and had a good time. Thanks for watching. Always appreciated. We'll see you again soon.